Adam, Danny, hello. Hello, hello. Okay, focus. This week, I will show you the finished product of what we went over last week, which is the Fiberon light box with like 1,000 chambers in it. Finished product, super cool. I think some of you in here have already seen it, but I'm going to show you how we got there. So let me open up the Fusion right here. Okay. So y'all seen me finish the light box last week. Well, I say finished. I did a few little edits, just a few little tweaks. I put the hole for the USB-C port where I wanted it. And let me turn off the box so we can see here. And after I ended the stream, I went ahead and went through and put all of my little channels where I wanted the wiring to pass through from each chamber to each chamber. So obviously we don't need cutting this one. So cut the channels for the wiring. Also added this cool little dilly in here, just so you could see it for visual sake. Let me turn off the white and the black. So this is where I wound up mounting the D1 Mini board. That way it's out of the way. Actually, I can show you here shortly. Let me show you what the back of this looks like. So I wanted to make the back of this box routed to where I know where the LEDs are going to land on this before installing them. That way it made it a whole lot easier to mount the LEDs without fearing that my channels are going to crush them or be in the way, or I wanted to get the LEDs lined up perfectly in the center of each one of these chambers. So I'll put those lines on the back box. I'll show you that right now. Let me switch to the camera. Okay, actually, yeah, there's no green on this. I'll leave the green screen on. So here's what, unplug the USB. This is the final outcome inside the box. You can see the little channel that I just talked about right now. That way I knew exactly where to put the LEDs. Let me raise it up. So you can see, there's a better angle. You can see that I knew exactly where the LEDs were going to land. So I went ahead and soldered all these pieces together, counted all the LEDs up so that I'll know how many in each row. And while I am talking about how many LEDs in each row, little known fact that I did not know until after I made this top portion of the logo is a F and the bottom portion is supposed to be representing a B. So it's supposed to be Fiberon FB. I didn't know that until after I made this light box. So knowing the number of LEDs on each row, I can section off the F and section off the B. That way they light up separately. It was a little tricky, but nothing we couldn't get figured out. So, long story short, D1 mini board, exactly where it was in the Fusion. I wired the power to the USB-C port right here. And also the power is going to the first set of LED strings. And then from there on, it's just jumped. I don't know the term, the correct term for that. I just jumped the wires across from end to end. Also, something that you have to look out for when you're doing these, I don't know if you can see, there are little white arrows on the LEDs, and it tells you which direction that the LEDs go. If you don't put them in the right direction, then you're going to have like 4 segments of LEDs pushing one direction, and then another segment pushing the opposite direction, because the data is telling everything to go the same direction. So you're going to have some miscombobulated shenanigans going on there if you put them backwards. So it's kind of like a maze. I had to go from left to right, right to left, up and over, and I had to make sure that I got all those right the first time. Otherwise, it would have been very hard to program these. Okay, so we have the back box, LEDs inside. Something else cool, well, I'll say cool, something else that I accidentally did while I was printing this, I had some white left over in my AMS, but this was cold white, and this is the normal white. Cold white, for anybody that does hue forges and such, knows that the cold white has a super low TD. So there's barely any light coming through this one. This one, all of the light comes through. So I'll show you the difference on that as well. So just something to keep in mind if you are doing light boxes, the TD, these are both the same thickness. The only difference is the filament, the cold white, normal white. All right, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like while we're on that topic. My arms are getting tired from holding them up. 1 second, let me plug up. USB. Actually, I'll show you what the inside of this looks like while it's plugged up without the face on it. So you can see all of the cool different effects going across the, you can see the top F and the B, how I have them separated off. Super distorting out that camera, but you can see what's going on. That is super bright. All right, first, let's put on the normal white PLA. Hopefully this isn't crazy loud. Okay, normal white PLA. Let me plug it up. Looks super cool, right? Cool beans. You can see it. You can see it great. All right, now let me take this off and put on the cold white. Oops. All right. Let me put on the, I gotta make sure I got this not upside down since it is hexagon. Okay. Let's plug this in. This is the cold white. Is it on? Oh, there it goes. You can't even barely tell it's on because you can see that it's on. But since the TD is so low on it, you can barely see the light coming through this thing. That's a difference that you can make on a TD value of a filament. These LEDs are super bright, but you cannot see that coming through there hardly at all. which is kind of amazing how bright these are, because look how bright. And it's pointing straight at the filament. So if we go cold white to regular white, you can immediately see the difference. Big difference. Oh, well, I got too much stuff on my desk. 1 minute. Okay, let me put the regular one back on. Then we can go through how I programmed it. All right. I have to have this plugged in order for the WLED website to work, because it has to be pushing the signal through. Okay, I'll just hold this up. Let me open up the WLED right here. Go back. Okay, so this is my, which side am I on? Okay, I'm on the wrong side. Well, that's convenient. Okay, so all of these right here, where you see my mouse, these are all the programs that I programmed specifically for this light box. There's, I believe I did 30 of them. And then once I did all 30 of them, I made a playlist. And I put all 30 of them on the playlist. That way, if I just put this on my wall or something, I'm not having to constantly mess with it. It's just going through all 30 different settings that I created randomly for like 7 seconds each one. So you can also see this top right here where it says segment 0. This is because, see it, and then it goes segment 0 to 1. It's doing that because that's the way I have it programmed. Whenever I separated the segment, this is called my segment 0, bottom half, segment 1. So all of the ones that have 2 segments are the ones that I programmed, both of them separately from each other. So this was segment LED 0 to 17, I believe, something like that, maybe 19. So 19 LEDs in the F. And then 20 through 57 or something like that through the bottom. So I had 2 segments on some of them. So like this one, white and gold, blinking. This one I had segmented off. You can see segment 0 and segment 1 up here. If I do the drop down, you can see start as LED 0. And then end at LED 19. Segment 1 is 20 to 57. Hello, hello. So we have 2 segments. If I turned one off, the bottom one, I turn the power off, you'll see that the power is off now, and only the top is lighting up. And if I wanted to save that, all I have to do is come down on, you can't see it on my screen, but there's a preset, a plus preset button at the bottom of this list. You just click plus preset, name it, and then save it as a preset. So I'm gonna turn that back on. Let me go through a couple of these real quick. I'm gonna go down I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna go down a couple of my favorite ones. This one is super cool. Let's see, the Chun Chun one. This one is cool. I'm gonna go through a few of these so you can see the super cool. I did have a green screen on, so it's actually, let me turn the green screen off for this. Turn that off. There, lovely. Let me go through a few more of these. Color waves. This one is fading white to teal, top to bottom. I have that one segmented into 2. This one I just have solid red and green, red and teal. Let's see, I have a fire setting on here, which is pretty cool. The fire setting, it's not as good as what it could be since the LEDs are going horizontally. But if all of the LEDs were going vertically, then it would look like it would be a much better feature on this. Let's see, I have the heartbeat, lightning. This one is really cool. I wish that I could speed it up more to where it's not as slow, but it is another super cool one. Add the rainbow. This one is called Rainbow Runner. All of these presets are on the effect modes. Let me switch back to the. Where's the chroma keys turned off now? Okay. So in the middle right here that I'm scrolling up and down, these are pre-made effects. There's a ton of them. You can come through here, click on them, see what they do. Let me just click on spots and see what that does. See, you can see the spots of light in random locations. You can speed it up, or it has okay, so width, if I make them wider. Let's see, if I go 2 dots, I can speed it up super fast or make it super slow. I can make the dot size super large or the dot size super small. So you can go through here and click on a ton of these, just totally customize them out of your mind, and then add the presets over here, and then save them. And then it's only so a warning, this is only going to be visible on your screen if you have the power plugged into your D1 Mini. If you don't have power being fed to the D1 Mini, then the screen is not going to show up because you're not feeding this data, I guess you would call it, to your Wi-Fi network, because this is running off of my Wi-Fi right now. What else? This is plugged in with just a regular old USB-C port that I have wired in, which I showed you earlier. I can go back to the playlist, and then it starts over. I just clicked on the playlist. Now it's just going back through all of my presets randomly. I have them set for every 7. My headset just turned off. Every 7 seconds, it's going to go to a new preset that I have. This one is actually pretty cool, the Tetrix one. So this one goes down to the bottom. This was actually suggested by Nicor, and it stacks up until it gets to the top. Pretty cool. Then we got, let's see, the wipe. This one is cool. I like this one a lot. This one is actually kind of what I had in mind whenever I designed how I wanted to put the LEDs in this light box, because I wanted it to go up like it's printing in layers. So this is really the one that I had in mind when I was designing this light box, with all the chambers inside of it. This one is wipe random, so it's just going to wipe with random colors. And then I have a tri wipe, which does 3 colors. You get the picture. So I think that's about it on what we're doing on this one. If you have any questions, let me know. For everyone watching this after the fact, remember every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. CST in the Polymaker Discord. While you're here, go to the top of the Discord, and then there's you'll see where it says 13 events. Click on that, and then click interested on the brighten the evening, and then you'll get notified every Tuesday whenever I go live. That way you don't miss any of these. But that's it for today. Next week, I will not be here. I will be in Vietnam. So it's going to be, next week will be the only missed week. And And then, so we'll continue the Tuesday after that. So with that said, thanks everyone for watching, and we can move down to the application hangout and answer any questions that you have. So thanks for showing up.